welcome to Behind the Curtain. Today I'm with SirBastien and I'm so excited that he's here. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
How was your day today?
Fantastic. The sun is out and it's beautiful today. And,
Are you living in Paris now?
I am living in Paris.
What arrondissement?
I live en banlieue. Noisy-le-Sec. Noisy-le-Sec, let's go!
Noisy-le-Sec,
Noisy boys.
Noisy boys. I love that. So SirBastien is here because he recently released an EP named Jungle Flakes.
Jungle Flakes.
How are you feeling post-release?
It was a bit stressful to kind of deal with the idea of having this music on my computer for so long, And like now it's on the airwaves, so I'm like, finally, I'm free.
You can delete all the different
demos,
versions.
Yes, honestly.
Free up some disk space. So we're gonna listen to numerous songs from the EP, not all of them, because people have to go out and stream them on Spotify as well.
Word.
And everywhere else.
Word.
When did you start working on Jungle Flakes?
I started working on it immediately I arrived in Europe.
Immediately, as soon as
I popped in, boom, I was like, yeah, I need to tap into this.
So give us the rundown. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Ibadan in Nigeria and spent 24 years there. And then I came to Belgium to do a master's. And then immediately I landed. I was like, shit, this music needs to reflect like this new experience.
The new era.
Yeah.
Because you already had released projects when you were living in Nigeria.
Yeah, I did. It's mostly like a producer type of things, inviting like other musicians to work with. And then this time I was like, okay, I really need to kind of tap into everything that I do, mix, master.
How did you get into music in the first place?
It was my uncle who lives in Antony.
Shout out 92.
He gave me like this huge hard drive, like the ones you have to plug into like wall sockets, with like 60 gigs of like Ableton packs and stuff.
Oh, the Ableton packs. Yeah, those are the real, true mentors. The people that give you the sample packs.
Truly, 100%.
Or crack some plugins.
ASAP.
That's very cool.
Oh my God, are we allowed to say to crack plugins on Rinse FM?
I'm sure, almost everybody that's been through here has probably cracked one plugin.
Okay, fair.
I believe.
That's fair.
I hope so. It's just part of the process. I'm now plugin crack free.
Nice.
Thanks to Universal.
Fantastic.
Shout out Universal. Otherwise, there's just no way. It's too expensive.
Word.
So you started as a producer and then you became a vocalist.
Yeah. I was doing demos for other artists because I'll do the instrumental and they're like, oh, I don't really understand how to sing on this thing. And I'm like, no, but it's easy. And then I'll sing it. And then they're like, and then someone said, dude, you should, like these demos you're making, they're quite nice.
That's right.
Yeah.
You have a beautiful voice.
Oh, thank you.
So one thing I've been meaning to ask you is how the track with Rihanna that you have credited, how did that come around?
So it was, I was at an event in Lagos and I met Lady Donley. She's in Paris right now. Shout out Lady Donley. Woo! And we spoke about like just working on something, me and her. And then she called me back like 2 weeks later. So I thought she was going to say, hey, let's work on something. But she said there's actually a project she's supervising that I'm interested in working on it. And that I should come to Lagos. There's going to be a whole setup, an NDA. She can't tell me what's going on. And then it was Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. So we recorded like the whole album in Lagos for 2 weeks.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Only 2 weeks?
Only 2 weeks for the whole album. But this is like 12-hour sessions every day. Like incredible. Monday to Sunday, like nonstop. So like by the end of the second week, I was completely gone. Yeah.
Yeah, so you were part of the music scene already in a big way before leaving.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you ever miss it?
Yes and no. I think yes, because it's like there was a new community that was being built.
Yeah.
And I was really having my place there. But like now, at the same time, it's also interesting to be able to kind of expand and meet all sorts of people. Like the final boss is that music is expression, you know, and the more you absorb, the more you can do. It's like if you don't like it for you, but if you're doing it for like a community thing, which is important, but it's like it has to come from the heart.
It has to come from the heart first.
Yes.
And for you, that involves community.
Yeah, it does involve community. So I'm trying to build one in Paris as well, so that I can have this duality, you know.
Because do you ever go back to Nigeria?
I went back the one time in March for my birthday. Yay!
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you. But since
happy belated birthday. We're still in March.
We're still
in
March.
My mind. I haven't moved on yet. Yeah, okay. So you go back maybe once a year.
Like once a year, yeah.
But the cultural differences between living in West Africa and Europe are probably massive.
Yeah, it's insane. It's like okay, for example, like when we do camps and stuff together, right? It's usually like, okay, these 2 or 3 people go to the studio and they make the song. By the end of the day, we'll see what happens. You know, in Nigeria, it's really like, okay, 2 hours. Does this sound cool? If it's not sounding cool, okay, we switch the artists and the producers. It's really like...
That sounds way smarter. We should do that.
Yeah, you think so?
I think so, yeah. That sounds more efficace, like more efficient.
That's true.
And more efficient use of time.
True, but then...
But you don't think, you don't like that because it doesn't build friendships as much, maybe?
Yeah, I think it doesn't build friendships and it doesn't allow the music to stew, you know? It's like...
oh yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, like the stew has to enter the beef, you know?
Yeah, it has to be on the fire for at least a couple hours before you take it off the stove. Exactly. Obviously.
Even if it doesn't taste good, like you finish the meal. You know?
Yeah, this is my American side though. Word. I want to get in, see if it's interesting, and then get out.
Word.
But it's not my best side. So I like what it's very European to build strong personal relationships at work. Yeah. In the workplace.
That's good, you know? Thank God for France. Vive la France!
Yeah, I don't think anybody's saying that right now anymore.
Really?
Well, just politically, we've entered such an interesting era of, you know, fascism. But we'll put that to the side for now. Because we're here to talk about music.
Musica!
So tell us about I Spy.
Okay, so I Spy is about the idea was to do something very like, I wanted it to be like, we're in the jungle, like immediately you're inside, there's trees, there's like a little stream. That was the idea, you know? Super like dancey vibes, but very melancholic, you know?
Yeah.
Omale, that's the idea. And I wanted the vocals, or I wanted the text to be very apparent of what I was doing.
Yes.
And there was a message that I received from my last belle.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The bell.
The bell.
The bell of the ball.
And she told me that I tend to make decisions by myself.
Uh-oh.
Without like including, like I'm very like, I need to do this, I need to go there, I need to do that, and this needs to happen, you know?
Yes. You know what you want.
Exactly.
And you go for it.
Exactly. But then I didn't take time to kind of stop.
You did not consult your partner.
I did not.
At the time.
So.
What? And now I want to know what the decision was.
Just in like general.
Oh, just in general.
Of life. Yeah. Like deciding to move to Paris as well, and you know what type of career I wanted to do and things like that. You know. So the thing is really like you don't include me in your heart, like in the affairs of your life.
Well, the message is very direct in the lyrics, so I can confirm.
Word. So
the goal has been achieved.
So everyone watching, remember to consult your partners before you make life-changing decisions.
Yes, this song is about open communication.
Word.
I love that. Can we hear I Spy by SirBastien, please? Thank you.
Don't know why you love me, then change your mind. Swore that I would hold your heart close to mine. run around in circles, I cannot find my place. I'm doubting your intentions, I feel lost in your ways. Since Daniel's in the corner, the lion has its face. We run around in circles, I know you feel the same.
That was I Spy by SirBastien. You're listening to Rinse France. As a reminder, all the shows are up on SoundCloud afterwards.
Yeah.
So you can listen to the replay. So, tell us about the session that you had for I Spy. Do you produce everything yourself usually?
Yeah. So generally I like to make, so when I'm working with other people, it's very easy to be direct with my ideas. They flow and I don't question them. But when it's me, I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? You know?
Why do you think that is?
It's like I'm able to extract ideas from other people.
Yeah.
But I can't. I'm extracting the ideas for myself, so I cannot criticize the extraction.
Hold on. I extract the ideas for myself, and I cannot criticize the extraction.
Yeah. So it's like if Anna, you tell me, I want like a string section that goes. Then I'm like, okay, maybe we remove this part and that part and get this to be this way. You know, I can mold the idea.
Yeah, but not when it comes from yourself.
Yeah, I can mold my own thing. You know?
If you do, you just go like, the loop, it doesn't loop.
Exactly.
Or it's just like, boom. Like
yes,
it's like an error, computer error.
Exactly, it's just impossible to compute.
Okay.
So I need someone else to kind of be like, dude, let's be a bit more carré with everything, you know?
Right. So you like to be structured by somebody else being in the studio.
Yeah.
Because then you end up structuring it. Even like it doesn't have to be somebody else, but you'll be the one that's like, okay, that's a good idea. Let's do that, or let's do this. But by yourself, you can't have that.
I can have
objective view as much.
Exactly. So shout out to Leto woo, from Ghent, who was my structurizer person.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I just took my entire album and I played it on the thing. And he's like, no, delete that. No, remove that thing. You know, that was what he was saying. And I was just doing all of that.
Yeah.
And then we kind of got to where it is now.
So, yeah, that was your person that was kind of the arranger.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or
you know,
just your Rick Rubin.
My Rick Rubin, exactly. 100%.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Did you work in the same, was that person present with you in the room, or was it à distance, everything on the computer?
He was in the room. So I went to his like lovely studio in Ghent. And I was just set up there for the whole day, just one day.
Yeah.
To do all of the.
I mean, that's very efficient. That's very smart.
Yeah, it's true. Well, he's really like rapid on things. And then I went through like a lot of phases with the songwriting. Like, you were on the song Once Upon a Time.
Once Upon a Time. I had a verse, and then the verse was gone.
Oh no!
Which is totally fine. I'm so happy either way.
Thank you, Anna.
I like the song.
Thank you. And then I had a session with Enka, and she helped me like put the thoughts that I had into words.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, she's a magician.
She is a magician.
She's a song wizard.
Shout out to Enka. Woo!
Yeah, Enka is the best. She's so lovely.
Yeah.
So I want to go back also to your second career as an electrical engineer.
Woohoo! Okay.
What can you tell me about that? Was that a decision that you made a long time ago, or is it something that you think about every day? How do you and we were talking about it before we started recording the show.
Mm-hmm.
How do you balance out those two parts of your personality? Okay. Is there a SirBastien the musician and then George the engineer, or is it just George?
So there's SirBastien the musician and George the engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And I have I made a new Instagram profile to kind of assert that person is real.
Interesting.
So there's George Makes Noise.
Okay.
It's just an engineering page.
I love that. And do you make... I know some engineers in music that tweak pedals and make stuff.
Yeah, I've been making pedals these days. And I took one on tour with me for an Nelix tour. So I had that every solo you heard was me with my own pedal, which is so cool.
Tell us about the pedal. What does it do?
It's called Jungle Flakes.
Of course.
And it's like a high gain distortion. Yeah. But then I designed it poorly because it was supposed to be soft. It was supposed to be like butter. But it ended up being... A butter
distortion?
Yeah, it's supposed to be very exactly, And then it ended up being very by mistake. My mathematics was wrong.
So it was it's opposite of butter.
Exactly.
What's the opposite of butter?
I don't know, like a tiger or something.
Tiger, yeah.
Tiger
Jungle Flakes, tiger distortion.
Yeah, that works.
That's pretty great.
TM.
Yeah. And what's the story behind the name Jungle Flakes?
So the idea was that the music was supposed to be for the morning, always.
Right.
There's
you
night
wake up
music.
and you put...
Yeah, you put Jungle Flakes on, have a shower.
In your milk.
In your milk, exactly.
In the morning. In your oat milk.
In your oat milk.
Wake up and take a bowl of Jungle Flakes.
Yeah, and it has 1,000 milligrams of sugar, 250 milligrams of super speed, 500 milligrams of super strength, It's all that you need to start your day.
And start your summer.
Yeah, Jungle Flakes, guys. Offer last while stock lasted.
50% off now. The Jungle Flakes. But it's because I know I want to see what would be cool merch?
Yeah.
Is Jungle Flakes boxes, cereal boxes.
I did try to do that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. But then there was a minimum order of 1,000 or something.
That's a lot of boxes.
Where would I even put it? And I want to be that expires before they all sold,
No. Okay. But what if you had no cereal inside of it, but then you had a disc of the EP in it, or a USB key or something?
That's fair,
Or a QR code.
That would be sad news. Oh wow, Jungle Flakes cereal in that.
I think people would be happy and not sad to
but
find
where would
something
you put
else.
The box?
Well, you keep the box.
Yeah.
Forever as a. Yeah, because it's like a timeless piece of art.
True.
That you make.
That's
and
true.
Then you could send it to all the medias.
That's true. That's actually true. That could be an idea. It's never too late.
Oh no. Especially now.
Yeah, you can promote the thing for a year or
even more. Because I think one of the things we forget about TikTok, it's changed our industry so much, but one of the ways it's changed our industry is that old songs can pop back up.
That's true.
That's true. That's exciting.
That is exciting. So 50 points for TikTok. Come on.
Yeah, but it's a negative 1,000. So 50 point is not much, but but okay, applause. Cue applause. Yeah. Do you have a favorite song off your EP?
I would say I Spy is my favorite song.
Oh, good.
Yeah, because it makes me cry sometimes. I'm like, damn.
Well, yeah, because I guess it's a sad story initially.
It is a sad story, yeah. But then Your Name is my pick-me-up. It's yeah.
Yeah, Your Name
That's a good jam.
Well, I want to listen to Dreaming in California next.
Yeah.
And then we'll listen to Your Name. Dreaming in California by SirBastien.
Rinse.
California dreaming, I'm dreaming tonight. Wondering if you could come over tonight. seems like a moment I feel it for life, for life. Tell me, is it worth it, this dreaming tonight? Ooh.
California Dreaming by SirBastien. You're on Rinse France. What's the song about?
California Dreaming is like it's the, how could I say?
Is it the American dream?
It is kind of the American dream.
What does California represent for you?
So California, I mean, like the whole idea of dreaming in California is like I think the words dreaming in California is just, think about a car, you're driving like in a convertible, there's wind in your hair,
Have you been
like
to LA?
No, I haven't. I would love to go though.
Oh, I think you would love it there.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think you would thrive.
Word. Okay, so I have to go to LA next.
Yeah.
LA.
Everybody invite SirBastien to LA.
Yes, invite me to LA, please. But yeah, it's just fully, like
just what you think about in the movies when you think about California. That's what the song is about.
That's what the song is about, and just like, we had a nice night, so let's go back home, let's go to bed, and wake up the next morning to enjoy again another bowl of jungle flakes.
Another bowl of jungle flakes to start a beautiful day.
Indeed. Fun fact! The song loops.
Summer. The song
back
loops.
To the beginning of the first track. So if you play it like in a CD, then it just like goes, starts again.
I like that you did that.
Yeah.
It's nice
like
to
very
have
Coldplay shit.
It's nice to have special surprises like that within a project.
But we don't have it in this era of streaming. We can't see these things anymore. It's over. But yeah,
that's true. California. That's why you have to make a physical vinyl or album.
I do have like a physical CD, quand même, but it's like with the old cover, which is a bit sad and unfortunate.
Yeah, tell us about because the visuals are very fun for Jungle Flakes. Okay. So how did that happen? How did that come about?
So, the idea was always to do some really like super funny things. Mm-hmm. Like it was supposed to make people laugh. That was the idea. Like if you guys are not laughing, then I have failed.
Well, I think I laughed. Okay. I think I at least smiled.
Okay, that works. That's fine. Like, I accept.
And I like the Jardin des Plantes.
Ah, yeah, that was my favorite
photo shoot that you guys did.
That was my favorite shoot.
Yeah, very impressive.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask about the influences, like the musical influences that you have.
Okay.
Because I know, to me, I don't really know anything about this new Afro house era that we're entering. Is that something that do you say that's one of your influences, or is that completely wrong?
In a manner of speaking, yes, it is one of my influences. Like, I'm trying to kind of explore like alternate ways to do, like, I don't know, Nigerian inspired music. It doesn't have to be Afrobeat necessarily.
Yeah.
There's so many genres that come out of of Nigeria or West Africa. And even if it's Afrobeat influence.
But when you're in Nigeria, do you also call it Afrobeat, or are there more specific subgenres that the Western world we just overlook accidentally?
It's like, it's still, everything is Afrobeat, I would say, but like people try to kind of, you want to distinguish yourself, but you're more or less doing quasiment les mêmes choses. So you say like Afro Rage, or Afro Emo, or Afro Rock, you know, but at the end of the day, it's just like maybe one like sample or one instrument that kind of differentiates one thing from the other, but the core of the music is the same. So that's why I wouldn't really say they're subgenres,
right.
Comme ça, you know.
Yeah, it's branding.
Exactly, it's completely branding, you know.
But what kind of, do you define Afro music by the drums or by the general typical sounds that are used? Like, what is it for you? That's like the essence.
For me, the essence is it's like the simplicity of melodies. Like they try not to be complex. You're not trying to do like things that, you're not trying to excite the brain. You're trying to kind of create a couche. You know?
Yeah, I totally.
So things that repeat, they're easy. It's like, oh wow. The words kind of repeat and they stick in your mind, I would say.
Like a lullaby.
Exactly. You know, a lullaby that is very exciting with a lot of drums.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would say the drums, but not just the drums, but the movement of the drums. It's very Cuban in the 1, 2, 3, that, you know.
And I think it's nice to think about it as like this yin and yang of like the softness of the vocals and the melodies,
exactly.
And then the harshness of the drums, or the very excitable nature of the drums.
Yeah, it's true.
And I always like to think of the balance of the feminine and masculine energy in a song.
Word. That's
and
pretty
like,
cool though.
Not in stereotypical terms, but just in like, do we have a like harmonious vibe going on?
Yeah.
You know?
There's this genre called Faji music from Nigeria. And Faji just literally translates to having a good time or partying. Just like the essence is the music has to be played at an event. Like we have to be eating jollof rice.
Yeah.
Like at a function, and there's like the band comes and they're playing like Faji music. Like the whole idea is
and still have a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
And is that how you test out the song, or can you only play out the song when people are having a good time?
No, that's how I test out the song. Like,
yeah.
In the metro, I'm like, does it make me feel like happier, you know?
So do you send out your songs to your friends or your family before releasing them?
At least Jungle Flakes, I was living with my brother. So he would always hear me like working on it in my room. But otherwise, it's usually when I get to kind of like a finished point.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm in the studio like, oh, Anna, let's go to the studio together. And like, do you want to check out this demo I did? Okay, boop. You know, then that way I'm like observing. If like you're texting on your phone, I'm like, maybe it's not a banger. But if you're like, oh, that was such a cool thing. I'm like, there's something there, you know?
Yeah, that's a dangerous game.
It is a dangerous game. The phone tests. If people stop texting to listen, you have something, guys.
Sometimes I like to look at if their foot is moving.
Okay.
Like yesterday with my A&R and stuff, we were listening to the demos, and because sometimes I think people respond well to something that's well mixed.
True.
Or that doesn't sound like a demo because it's just more lisible, like it just makes more sense.
Yeah.
And it sounds better, but it's not about, you know what I mean? Like a song can be so much more than just the mix. So it's hard.
Yeah, it's true.
So if they like subconsciously move, I'm like, all right,
okay.
That's my test.
Okay, word. That's a good test.
Because the phone test, what if they just receive like a really crazy message at the same time?
Then it's like the ultimate test, you know? Like if they still stop to be like, oh, that is crazy, then like,
yeah, they're in.
Yeah. You struck gold.
Yeah. Okay, I think our next song that's queued up is Your Name.
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little about how it came about?
Your Name was recorded the very first time I arrived in Belgium. I finished it in Etterbeek in Brussels. And then I went to South Africa, to Johannesburg, and I recorded it with Nanette, who was very cool.
Wow.
And we tweaked it for like 2 years nonstop, which is absolutely unnecessary because the song is 2 minutes long.
I mean, that's the work you have to put in.
It's true.
And now it lives for eternity.
It does live for eternity. So 2 years for forever.
Oh, yeah. That's a good bargain. All right,
Word.
we're listening to Your Name by SirBastien.
Rinse.
Catch you at a bar in 20 minutes, I'll be waiting outside. Yeah. Super fast city lights, ultra bright, speeding up to your side. I don't wanna be afraid. You can show me different ways. Hold my hand and might escape. Don't even remember your face. I just wanna get to know you. Know you. 'Cause I just wanna get to know you. Know you. Yeah. Video calls in the kitchen. I wanna make you some breakfast. Can I have a coffee or some biscuits? Yeah. I wanna be lost in the jungle. Baby, let's cuddle. I don't know your name still. I just wanna get to know you. To know you. 'Cause I just wanna get to know you.
La 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 la. La 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 la. Ooh ooh ooh. Going on a roll with my baby and we're going 180. And we're so in love. Said we're so in love. And they can't get enough of us. Said they can't get enough of us. No, 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 they can't get enough of us. We got that buttercup love, butterscotch love. Oh. So make me coffee, 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 coffee. Just wanna get to know you. Coffee, 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 coffee. Just wanna get to know you.
Your Name by SirBastien featuring Nanette.
Yeah!
You're listening to Rinse France. So, what's the next move for you? What are you
Okay.
working on right now?
So, I was doing the next EP while releasing this EP. And
Yeah.
the next one is more like indie vibes. I want to try it. You know, I want to be an indie boy.
More indie vibes in this?
Yes, like
What does that mean for
indie
you?
rock.
Indie rock. Oh,
Yeah.
cool.
Because I have a song called Batman that I always play live. And every time I play it, like I'm like shaking my hair and like playing guitar like
Okay,
hard,
you're entering
you know?
your rock phase.
Exactly. So I want to kind of ride that out to the end.
Yeah. You
And
gotta,
then,
you gotta see where Batman takes you.
yes. And then I want to finish my album. But hopefully, I'm hoping I can do a seminar.
Yeah.
I would love to do one. I'm a bit shy to ask how to organize it. But I'd love to do like a week somewhere.
I think it's very doable.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to try
Just
that.
have to have friends with big houses that are not too far away.
That's true. That's true.
But
Maybe in the south of France. I invite
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Word.
Are you still touring right now?
No, the tour is over, but I'm trying to kind of do like a mini tour of my own.
Mm-hmm.
So I played at La Boule Noire some months ago, and then I played at Pop-Up du Label. It's been a week. Woohoo!
I love the Pop-Up du Label.
It's so nice.
So
And then
is it just you on stage with a guitar?
yeah, it's just me on stage. I have like an Ableton push and like a launch control. So like I'm launching the tracks, doing some effects.
Very cool.
I can do like some vocoder things as well. So it's kind of like a
I like when
foolish
people play
experience.
alone. Do you like playing alone?
no. I would love to play with someone else. You know.
Well, why don't you ask somebody to play with you?
Yeah, it complexifies the thing. You know?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, and right now it's like we're trying to do in the beginning to make it easy for people to book. Like, let's book this guy. He just has one backpack.
Just one backpack.
One seat on the train.
Of course.
We book one ticket, you know?
Yeah.
Like it's easy.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. So maybe if I create like a little legend of SirBastien, then I can be like, okay, guys, I need 2 more people to join me.
Totally.
I need a drummer and a bassist.
Yeah.
Like the Police, you know?
You can have it all over the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, it's true.
You don't know what's going to happen.
That's true. You know, I dream of being like a 50-year-old guy.
Oh,
playing at the Marocanerie, you know, with my band. Yeah, with a crop top.
Well, my dad played at Caveau de la Huchette last night. So
crazy.
And he's like 60. It was so packed.
Wow.
Because the Caveau de la Huchette is viral on TikTok.
Okay.
And so people go to Caveau de la Huchette. And he was there supporting a singer.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing bass.
Okay. In a group or alone?
In a group.
Crazy.
So you can be any age.
That's true.
Play at Caveau de la Huchette for
the years and the years.
Like 50, 20-year-olds.
Like Georgia Moroder. That's what?
Sure.
85?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Brian Wilson, who died yesterday.
Oh.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Brian Wilson.
But he was playing late into his 80s.
It's true. You know?
There's no timeline.
There is no timeline. Wow, what a gift to be a musician, though.
Oh, yeah.
What a blessing.
Yes.
Wow.
No greater blessing.
No greater blessing, for real. Crazy.
So how many songs do you think you'll have on the next project?
4. Something
well.
small, yeah.
Okay, so you're already pretty advanced.
Yeah, like the songs are ready. I just need to kind of rework them to make them more interesting for me to listen to. I think I'm the final boss, you know.
You are your own final boss.
Exactly. Like if I can't, do you listen to J. Paul? Do you like J. Paul?
I love J. Paul.
Yeah, so if I can't enjoy it as much as I enjoy Do You Love Her Now, then it's not good enough for me.
That's really hard.
That is really hard, but that's the idea.
Wow. Oh, man.
Yeah, like I have to enjoy it. Like if nobody's listening, at least
yes,
I should enjoy it. Like I should be able to play it and be like, wow, I ate, you know?
I ate. I'm eating. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Very true words.
Yeah, do you feel the same?
I do feel the same. It's just I think there's some days where I think it's really good and then some days where I think it's really bad. Whereas J. Paul I think is great almost like the whole time.
Okay, I see what you mean.
So
but you must have a song that is good always. Like you're like, shit, and I'm not just gonna play that.
You're right.
And I'm there.
You might be right. And I think it's also when other people like what you make, you know, like the phone test, it changes your vision of what you make as well.
That's true.
So it's tough.
It is tough, huh?
It's tough to be objective when you're criticizing your own work.
Impossible.
Impossible. That is the fate of art.
Indeed. That's the word of the day.
Got him. Okay, we're going to leave en direct. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for checking in.
Guys, I'm very happy, very lucky to be in Rinse France because I've watched so many emissions here. I saw the emission of Clara Chimera, which is super cool.
That was a really cool show.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
And I watched a lot of bavardage right behind this very console. I think they were here last week. Crazy. Shout out to Guzug.
Yeah, like, have you been to their events yet?
I went to one, yes. And
yeah,
it was so cool.
Crazy.
The energy is intense.
I was one of my favorite nights in the last few weeks.
Crazy. Bavardage.
Bavardage.
Camille, Mezer, Sarah, and Guzug.
Is that all the people in the label?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very cool.
You know, big fan. Me.
What's the song that you think influenced your childhood the most?
I think it's either Tea in the Sahara by the Police.
Cool.
Or what's the one? There's one of them that is super reggae. Bed's Too Big Without You.
Okay, I did not know you were such a Police fan.
I'm the biggest Police fan.
I think that's a very fun fact.
Gee.
Because I've never met anybody that
Really?
talks to me about the Police.
It's like, for me, those guys have kind of mastered the balance between simplicity and complexity in music, you know?
Well, there's a reason why they're so successful.
Exactly, you know? Wow, the
Probably.
Police.
The Police.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Wyclef randomly.
Yeah.
I
Cool.
like the eclectic.
That is eclectic.
There's a song with The Rock on it.
That's
It's
crazy.
just so random. But I love that.
That's completely unhinged. Well, I'm going to have to go check it out. Here's another question for you. What do you think about the French music scene?
Aha! All right.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
You're prepared.
So the French music scene is very like divided. It's very like Nigeria, actually.
I'm listening.
So the French music scene is very like Nigeria. So you have like variété and you have urban. And I think urban is just everything else. And variété is one thing specifically, right? But then you now have people that are blurring the lines where you say like, I don't actually know where that person lies, you know? Like I would say Smalo, he is like very urban, but at the same time, songs are very variété. It's like, whoa, this is like, maybe this is the angle to take, you know, for like an interesting thing where you kind of appeal to both audiences. Perhaps.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
I think urban is kind of a racist term.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of, you know?
I think it depends if
It's
you're
like
white. Like if you're not white, they're going to be like, oh, it's urban
it's
music.
urban.
Yeah,
it's true. It's
even
crazy.
when it's very variété-like.
It's true. It's true.
But they want to put, I agree. We're in agreement on everything, but that I think it's very important to underline this variété versus the rest.
Mm-hmm.
That's always been something so interesting about how countries function, is that you have like your folk variété, like your folklore, traditional music, and then the rest.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess it makes sense, no? It's like we're still on the way to internetize and globalize the world.
But
and not everyone is up to date.
Do you think England and the States is also like that?
I think America is unique in the sense that the folk music is the pop music.
Oh my God, I hope that's true.
No,
that would be cool.
So. Yeah, it's like what would you say is like traditional folk American songs? It's just pop music that has evolved till now.
Well,
you know, it's still the same thing.
I'm going to have to think about it because that's very interesting. I think there's also something about, and I'm wondering if this is the case in Nigeria, that the state will fund some of the music.
No, there's no funding.
There's no funding from the state. Because in Europe, you get funding, obviously, from the state, and you have quotas on radio and stuff like that. And so there's like a nationalisms.
Mm-hmm.
You're nationalizing music in a sense and culture.
It was good, no?
Which is great.
Yeah.
But you're keeping this variété traditional music thing alive because you're subsidizing it.
That's true. So you feel like variété would
it die without it? It would evolve.
It would evolve, that's true.
And we wouldn't have this
strong
weird zone.
Line.
Yeah.
That's true. Okay.
The strong line, exactly. But if you're telling me that in Nigeria the same thing happens without subsidizing, then my theory doesn't hold. You know what I mean? It's something else entirely.
Yeah. I think maybe the difference with the Nigerian thing is that it would kind of be like if variété was the genre that everyone wanted to listen to, and they were not allowing urban to kind of take shape. I don't know, because in this case, it's kind of like we need space for urban music.
Mm-hmm.
Let there be more of it, you know?
Yeah.
Because we like it. But then in this case, in Nigeria, it's really like, guys, we love Afrobeats. Like everybody loves it. Everybody agrees, you know? But then can we please have the possibility of having other things at the same time? Like, let's not be limited to just that.
Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Exactly. So people are trying to like change and bring like a alte, which is the terminology they're using, which is our urban alte.
Oh.
Yeah. They're trying to bring this new thing, but it's like the radios are like, we make more money by playing Afrobeats.
Right.
Because everybody likes it.
Because that's also your own, like, that's your form of the pop music in the States.
Exactly.
Everybody's making money off it.
Exactly. So it's like, why stop now?
People like it.
But then it's like, at some point, it's like, you know, it will diminish. I don't know, maybe it will never diminish. But it's a bit tiring. Being in Lagos is, you're walking from street to street and you just hear the same songs.
Well, yeah.
Being played non-stop, you know?
Variety in art.
Exactly. And if there isn't variety, then we are in soup, as they say.
In soup. Indeed.
In hot soup.
In hot soup.
Indeed.
Also, because it's like trends. So you need to go to the next trend.
It's true. But the other thing about France, I would say, is the non-exporting of music. Why does that happen? Why did it stop at Justice and Daft Punk? We're not exporting anymore. You know, if you ask a person like someone from Nigeria, what French song do you know? They'll be like, oh, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's where it ends.
Aya Nakamura or Angèle?
They don't know them.
Really?
They don't. It's crazy. Or, like, if they're more, like, internationally aware, then they would say Stromae. Like Stromae of Allons Danse. Like, not...
Yeah. The Kanye West remix. Never forget. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Well, what do you think that is?
I think we need to be more open to, like, doing festivals, concerts abroad.
You think touring internationally helps more?
I think so. It's like if they say, if Angèle is Angèle is definitely touring the world, I imagine.
She's definitely touring the world.
Okay, let's say...
But maybe she's not touring in Africa.
True. But then, okay, if Meryl was touring the world, touring in Africa, then we would say that I would go for the Meryl show. And I'm like, wow, Meryl is fantastic. And I'm like, I want to learn more about her. Mm-hmm. And then I open my Instagram and I see, 1 million followers from France. Wow. Like, she must be huge in this country. So I feel inclined, like, what is it that the French people like about her music? So I would do a little bit more digging.
I like that.
You know, and convert into a fan. Like, France is great because there's a lot of homegrown, we support our own type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
But then we need to channel that homegrown energy abroad.
Outside.
Guys, this is our person. We're loaning them to you, but, you know, send them back when
you're done.
Exactly. You know?
I feel like maybe Christine and the Queens had that a little bit.
That's true. In the UK too. And
yeah, in the UK and in the States. But it, I think the comeback was... I think it's hard to have a extensive career, also internationally, come back and stuff. Like it's just so many things you don't control.
This is true.
But I also think maybe one of the reasons is that we have trends globally. Mm-hmm. Like we've been in a Afro phase for, you know, when like,
Rema's Countdown.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Like I think it's been 10 to 20 years now that we've been in this phase.
In the Afro phase? No.
I don't know.
Like, it's like 5 totally or 4.
Yeah. For me, it was so like 2016. Mm-hmm. Like around that era, that's when it started because that's when Drake was copying. You know, when he started working even with
More Life.
Also, there was also like the popcorn stuff. Like that, when he started appropriating some of that stuff or like working with those artists, mm-hmm. It blew up and it's been going on. And I think when we're talking about Justice and Daft Punk, in that same way, that French Touch era blew up at that time. And that's when French music was hot. And now there just hasn't been that phase again.
That's true.
You know?
That's true. I see what you mean. So how can we remake the new phase, you know?
Well, you can't.
And Majidson, let's do this.
I think that's the cool thing about it is that you can't control it.
That's true. Well, maybe you can. Maybe you can, but I'm not going to try. Why? Really? I'm going to try.
Because I think it's nice that it's kind of, there's like something magic about it. Like these things just happen.
Yeah, but I think it still takes some conniving. I don't think it's...
Yeah. It's definitely also just like old people with money that are like, boop, 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 boop. Like playing strings.
Not anymore, no? With the advent of our minus
TikTok.
1,000 points TikTok. Exactly.
Yeah. There's some truth in that. And I think rock is going to be the next thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, guys, pick up your guitars. Pick up your guitars today.
I think it's already the thing. When you look at like Lil Young.
Pick up your guitars yesterday.
Well, what do you think?
About rock?
Yeah, or what do you think is the trend right now? Because it's also so pluralized.
I think
it's hard to keep up.
I think it's going to be, yeah, I agree. I was going to say more like indie rock.
Yeah.
You know, there's more like the sad boys and girls in the park, you know, crossing their knees together, playing their guitars.
Oh, man. Those poor people.
Some
Are they
mini,
okay?
some mini DeMarcos, some mini Clairos, you know?
Oh, totally.
Yeah, we need more of that.
I love that. What are some parting words you have for us before we listen to Talking in Signs?
So, the parting word I have for you is that Jungle Flakes taste good. Rinse France is a fantastic place. Everybody that works here is amazing. Shout out shout out Anna Majidson. Shout out this DJ deck that has graced many hands of fantastic and famous people.
Indeed.
And you guys pick up your guitars, stay safe, and you know, like have a pain au chocolat tomorrow morning.
That's so true. With your Jungle Flakes.
With my Jungle Flakes, indeed. Everybody
go stream Jungle Flakes. Yeah. It's out now on all platforms. Go give some love to SirBastien.
Yeah. Have
a beautiful day. We're going to listen to Talking in Signs. And thank you, Em. Thank you, everybody, for checking in. Bye.
Bye-bye.
In your silence, we dance through the night. Speaking in gestures, trying to get it right. It's hard, I'm so tired. Talking in signs. Girl, I wanna know. Girl, I wanna. Dancing on the edge between what's real and what's pretend. I'm ready for a change. Let's break the code and rearrange. We've been dancing on the edge between what's real and what's pretend. I'm ready for a change. Let's break the code and rearrange. It's hard, I'm so tired. Talking in signs. Girl, I wanna know. Girl, I wanna. Rinse.